Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be roasting my sophomore year of high school. So I did the same video, but with my freshman year last year. So this is kind of like a part two, but I'm really excited to be getting into this because I went through a lot and I really did not like this particular school year because of some experience that I had, but we'll get into that when we get into the video. So first off, we're going to talk about each class that I took. So first off, we're going to start off with first semester. So I've labeled like each of my teachers. We have a teacher 1, teacher 2, teacher 3, teacher 4, teacher 5, and teacher 6. So that's how I will be referring to the classes as well, and those kind of correspond. So for teacher 1, her class was relatively easy, but I didn't like her method of teaching. She didn't do a good job of I don't know. I feel like she could have done a better job explaining a lot of things and making things more clear for us to understand. But yeah. So for teacher 2, she didn't teach at all the first semester. I did not learn one thing, and I actually tried to genuinely pay attention the first semester, but I didn't learn anything in her class. So then teacher 3, I messed up. Let me fix it. Okay, so teacher number 3, he taught really well, and I really like his method of teaching, but I will say he could have expanded a little bit more. We basically just learned out of textbooks the entire time that we were in his class. So I would have liked to see him branch out and do some more things other than just basically teaching us the textbook. So then for teacher number 4, I really liked her and her class. They kind of went hand in hand together, and her class was really easy, and she taught really well, and I liked her method of teaching. I think that's all I'm going to say about her class. So then teacher number 5 and teacher number 6, they were for my college classes, my first college classes I took, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything out there about them, and then we'll go back to my high school, because if you don't know, I'm dual enrolled, so I go to college and high school. But teacher number 5, he was really friendly. I really liked his classroom, and it was actually my only in-class class this past semester because, the pandemic and stuff. But I really enjoyed his class. His classroom environment was really good, and the way that he taught and his assignments were good. So yeah. So then teacher number 6, she was very confusing at times, and I definitely did not understand a lot of things that she wanted us to understand, but it may have been because I did not attend most of her meetings. She had meetings online, and we had them on Fridays, but we didn't have classes for our high school classes on Fridays. So I would forget to join the meetings, so that might have been why I was behind, but I don't think it was, because even people who attended the meetings that I've talked with did not understand a lot of the things in her class. So that's all I'm going to say about her. So then getting into the teachers and my high school experience for my junior year. So teacher number 1, I liked her as a person, but as a teacher, I could not stand this woman. She was very evil to me personally, and I did not like her at all. So first off, for those of you who don't know, I had 2 grandparents pass away in January, and the school, there were 2 or 3 people at my school who were pushing for me to come back right after. And my grandparents, they passed away. One passed away on the I can't remember the exact date, my mind just went blank, but one of them passed away on the 22nd and one passed away on the 21st. It was something like that, and they were ready for me to come back to school 2 days after losing both of my grandparents, and it was very weird behavior. Because I reached out to both of them, and I was trying to explain to them, that I lost these people, and they were like, oh, you've used up all your absences. But there were people who missed days that they didn't have to miss just because if they went on vacation, and they were in relation to certain people. And that's all I'm going to say on that situation. But moving on, they were so pressed for me to come back to school, and my grandparents passed away the week that we had testing. So my great grandmother, she passed away on a Monday, and did she pass away? It was a Monday, right? Yeah, it was Monday. So on that Monday, I didn't have testing, and I wasn't planning on going. We had testing that Tuesday and Wednesday, and I wasn't planning on going, but I ended up going that Tuesday, and I was like, I don't want anything, because my grandpa, he wasn't doing good at the time. So I was like, I don't want anything else to happen, and I just want to go ahead and get him over with. So I went that Tuesday to take the exam, and my grandpa ended up passing away. So I called as soon as I got home and kind of got like settled, because it took like a very long time for me to process it. But I called the teacher number one, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna come. And she was like, oh, are you sure you just can't come? And I'm like, does this lady not understand what I'm telling her? And it was very weird, but I told her I wasn't coming. She was practically saying, like, there's no makeup days, so you need to just come, get over it, just come. And in hindsight, like, yeah, you could say that, but until you're in that position where you've lost two very important people in your life, you shouldn't be allowed to speak on things like that, and how, like, everybody processes grief differently. So I don't feel like she should have been that way. Teachers, they're supposed to be supportive, and you're supposed to kind of feel like comfortable with them. But with this woman, I felt very weird. I felt very weirdly towards her. But she was begging me to come to school. And then the principal, I emailed him, and I explained to him that I was not coming for testing, and that basically everything that had happened. And he was like, okay, everything's okay. But then my stepdad actually went out to my school, I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, and he was acting very weird as well. Like, Kaden needs to come back. He's used up all his absences, and he needs to come back to school. And it was very, very weird. Very, very weird behavior from both the principal and the teacher, because I don't know. I still can't understand it. I made a video about this before, but I still can't understand it. So then moving on to teacher number 2, she, as a person, I felt like she was really, I don't know. I don't know about this teacher. I couldn't connect with her. I could not connect with her. And I do have her again, I think. Do I have her again? No, I don't. But I could not connect with her. And her vibes were not, they just didn't match mine. But I don't think that she was weird in the same way that teacher 1 was. But I don't know. Second semester, I didn't like her as much as I liked her the first semester, because the first semester she didn't really do anything, but the second semester she was wanting to play teacher sometimes. And she would do things and she wouldn't explain it. Like, she would tell us to do something, and then she would say, oh, that assignment's canceled, like the day before, and she wouldn't explain anything. And then the last week we had to write an essay. So everybody had started writing the essay, and like a few days before, she was like, oh, you don't have to do it anymore. And at that point, I think everybody was finished with the essay that they were writing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was going through her mind, what was processing, what wasn't processing. But yeah. So then for teacher number 3, he was very, very weird, very, very off. He made some weird jokes about people sometimes I still don't understand. But overall, I feel like he was a good person, and he was very understanding, because, like, this is the one that I said teach out of a textbook. He, I didn't keep up, so I didn't, like, do the first 3 weeks of work, like, when my grandparents passed away. And I emailed him, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't do any work. And he let me make it all up, and he went in and gave me grades and gave me credit for doing everything, and he didn't have to do that. So I'm really appreciative to him for doing that. So that's everything on the teachers and the class. So now I'm going to go like over my junior year as a whole. And this year, learning online, we did have like the option to go back like 2 weeks before we got out, and I wasn't doing that. But I feel like learning online really was a different experience, because compared to like last time, like you were in class with these people every day, and like they were something that they could do every day. But this time, like being online, there wasn't really much that they could do to you. So it was very interesting, to say the least. The classes were very interesting. Overall, my school year, like as far as learning, I feel like I learned a lot this school year, and it was definitely very interesting. But like I said, it was very, very weird when my grandparents passed away. And I'm sorry if I keep on saying that, but I feel like I can't get it like, I can't get it out there enough how weird it was that they wanted me to come back so soon. And let me get in, you know what? Let me get into some more drama about that whole kind of situation in January. So in January, it was in late December. We had already got out for Christmas break. But in late December, we actually moved in with my grandpa, and we were taking care of him daily. So there were some times that I didn't join class. There were some times where I wasn't doing assignments because simply I didn't have enough time. I was stressed. And yeah, you know, you should put school first or whatever, but family comes first for me. So I could see where she was coming from when she wanted to argue about these things, like me not joining the classes, me not doing assignments. I could see where she was coming from, but teacher number one was very, very weird about this situation. And this is the last time I'm bringing this up. I feel like I've regurgitated this so many times in so many like different videos that I filmed. But yes, there's even like some videos I filmed and I did not upload. But she was definitely very, very weird. And I feel like she could have handled the situation a lot better. Because I was telling her, you know, we're staying with my grandpa. I'm sorry I didn't get the assignment done. But the thing was, it's not like I just wasn't doing assignments. I wasn't doing them on time, but they were turned in. They were turned in like within the day. They were turned in within 24 hours of when they were due. And yes, that's not acceptable, but it was like 2 or 3 assignments at the most. And she was calling my mom, making it seem like it was like this everyday thing, like I wasn't joining class every day. I wasn't doing any okay. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, so there was this test that we took, and I put on like 2 or 3 of the questions that I didn't know, because she made her questions like type in, so she didn't have like ABC, like she didn't have that kind of thing set up. You had to go in and you had to type out your answer. So for 2 or 3 of the questions, I put I didn't know, because like that was around the time that I wasn't on class as much, because of the situation that was going on. And I put I didn't know, because in this subject you cannot guess. You have to either know the answer or you don't know the answer. So I put I didn't know, you know, not thinking anything. And she calls my mom and she's like, Caden hasn't been putting in any effort. He's done this, he's done that. And my mom's like explaining to her, you know, that I've been taking care of my grandpa. And she's like, she's acting understanding, but then she would text me, oh, that I forgot, I left that out. But she would text me all the time, and I'm sorry to make this video all about teacher number one, but it's like she did so much weird, she had a lot of weird behavior that I feel like, she had a lot of weird behavior, that's all I'm gonna say. But she would text me all the time about like little stuff, and I was like, please leave me alone. Like, I didn't give you my number for you to be texting me all the time. I gave you my number to text me about class. But she was really, really weird. Really, really weird. She would text me all the time about unnecessary things that should not have applied, but for some reason to her they did. But yeah, I think that's it. My 10th grade school year, like I said, I learned a lot, but I did not enjoy it. It's definitely been my least favorite school year in a very long time. I did not like it at all. When it comes to, like, other than learning, you know, like the social interaction, the teachers, like, when it comes to that, I did not enjoy it at all. But I feel like that's all for this video. I'm very excited to be returning to YouTube. I have some fun video ideas planned, and the next video will be out on Saturday. The next video will be out on next Saturday. So every Saturday there will be a new upload, and I'm very excited to be back with like a new branding. I plan on relaunching a lot of things, and I plan on like making a whole video addressing me coming back, but I just don't know when that'll be. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye y'all.